What's up, guys, and welcome back to Things Garage. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace your rear brake pads on a Yamaha Warrior. Let's get right into it. These pads on this rear brake are absolutely shot. As you can see, there's not even any pad left there, and this pad's not touching. So I need to remove these pads, replace them. These are just some cheap pads I got off of Amazon. Replace these pads, and then I'm probably going to flush this brake fluid out because this brake fluid looks pretty rough. First thing here, we're just going to get a 12 mil socket and start undoing these brake caliper bolts so our caliper will be free. Just like that. And now we should be able to take these two bolts off because they're the two pins that hold our brake pads on. So I think, are these 12s as well? They are. So we can go ahead and start removing these. Oh yeah, they're pretty crusty here. I'm gonna grease those babies up. So here's our first pad. There isn't one. And for some reason, this brake was wearing out unevenly. Because here's our second pad, and it's still got a lot of meat left on it. What I'm gonna do is blow this caliper out, completely blow it out with some air, compressed air. And then we're going to get our new pads. I'm going to clean these little pins up. I'm probably going to go on the wire wheel and get all the rust off and maybe re-grease them. Put a little bit of grease on the actual pin parts. And hopefully reinstall this thing and have no problems, but we shall see. Got these little pins wire wheel down. And again, I'm just going to put a little bit of grease on these things. Our new brake pads are here. You can definitely see a difference. There's no pad whatsoever on this one. So we can take our brake pads here. One goes in, obviously facing this way, and then our other one needs to go in facing this way. And then we can take our pins here, and as long as everything is lined up, kind of like that, they should mate up together and go in, and then you can thread these pins down in here like that, and our brake pads are on. So then we'll just snug these up. I don't know the specs for these couple bolts here. I'm just gonna snug them up by hand. I don't know if you need to have some blue Loctite or not. I will be putting blue Loctite on the actual caliper mounting point. So if we see here, you can kind of separate the pads out just like that. I think you can see that. It should be just enough space to get around this brake disc. As long as that piston was pushed in as far as it could. Now, I don't know if it was or not. It does look like our piston needs to be pushed in some. I'll probably take a C-clamp and press it on here. I shouldn't do it on these new brakes. I should have done it on the old brakes. Put it on here and press this in with a C-clamp. All right, I have a little C-clamp on here, and there is a little space. Hopefully you can see that in between the pad and the actual caliper housing. And I'm just pressing this in like that, and now there's no space left. Hit push that piston right in. I'm gonna make sure and push on this side. Same thing. Push the piston right in, so we should now be able to split these pads apart and have a lot more room. Let's see. I say that, but there's still not going on here. That should be plenty of space. This little bracket here almost needs to be pushed in some. Maybe I need to loosen this Allen. Almost feels like it's stopping it from going. Let me try loosening this Allen key. Okay, I'm having trouble with this pin removal because if you look on the pad or on the little caliper holding thing, there's an indent right here, and it's preventing me from putting the brake pads on the front side. The back side here will slide right on. So it looks like I need to loosen this, but it's extremely hard to loosen while this thing is on here. So I almost want to pull the banjo bolt off, put this in a vise, that way I can actually grip it, because this thing is not coming off. Oh my. That thing is not budging. Oh my goodness. I'm bending that Allen key. What ended up happening, this bolt, I took this whole assembly off. I cleaned it up as best I could with my wire wheel. This piece, the brace, this pin was completely rusted and seized on here. And I took it out, sanded it down, used a wire wheel on it, cleaned off as much as I could. I couldn't get this this like little rubber piece to fit back in there, but it slides in and out, and I was able to push it all the way up. I re-greased everything. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the machine. I'll probably have to bleed these brakes now because there's no brake fluid in here, which again is fine because I was going to flush these out anyway. So hopefully now this thing will just slide right in here with these new brake pads. Let's see. This brake pad should open up plenty now. I say that. It should open up plenty to get these brakes on here. And why isn't it working? There we go. Oh, boom. Just slid right on. So that's technically how it's supposed to fit on there. So now we'll snug these brake bolts up. I will be putting some blue Loctite on them before I completely cinch them up. So let me actually go get some. These up, and then we're gonna have to bleed the brakes. If we come over here to the left side of the quad, our rear brake master cylinder is over here. And if we open this sucker up, you should be able to see this fluid is pretty nasty looking. So we're gonna fill this up and start pumping and bleeding these brakes out. I have a brake bleeder, like manual pump that I'm going to use, and basically just pump this process. I'm gonna put the manual pump on there, squeeze it, create a vacuum, pour fluid in, crack the bleeder, do it over and over again until I get the fluid coming out clear. All right, our reservoir is filled up. We're going to create a vacuum here, crack this bleeder open. Okay, there we go. There's some fluid. Let's do that. There's our nasty fluid in there. Put a vacuum on, crack this bleeder, pulling nasty fluid out. And then we are going to go up to the top and see if our reservoir is getting low. It definitely looks like it's getting low. So let's seal this back up. This fluid already looks better coming through. Oh yeah, our reservoir was pretty close to empty. You don't want this sucking air because then you're going to have air all in your lines, and then you'll have to re-bleed everything. Pump our brakes with the brake pedal here. Should get some action. Oh yeah, brakes ain't moving. I'm going to call that good. Our reservoir is kind of full, and it may overflow when we put this lid back on. We don't want that. We want there to be some air. We don't want to squish out a bunch of fluid. It may end up squirting fluid out, which we don't really want, but no, it didn't. Our rear brake is done. We can take this thing for a ride and see if it's working correctly. Everything should be tight. Everything is Loctited. So now we can clean up, and I think we're done. Now it does make sense why these pads were wearing uneven. That pin couldn't move smoothly, so it was only forcing the brake on one pad, which is this pad. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of damage to the rotor, or I'd have to replace the rotor, but these things are trash, so they go in the trash. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this one. It turned out to be a little bit more complicated than I was expecting. Most of the time, these brake jobs are really simple, but because that sliding pin was frozen, it was causing irregular pressure to one side of the brake pads, and that's why the one wore down. So we got it fixed for now. Hopefully it works and everything, has no issues in the future, but that's technically how you do brake pads. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, or did I do this right or wrong, let me know down below. If you guys want to help support the channel, consider using the links in the description. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a good one. Bye.